Hello, dear viewers, and welcome back to the channel where we dissect the most compelling narratives emerging from the storied halls of the British monarchy. Today, we delve deep into a high-stakes, deeply personal drama that is setting the stage for the future reign. A drama centered on the decisive actions of Prince William, the Prince of Wales, as he endeavors to purge the lingering shadows of past controversies before he ever ascends the throne. We are talking, of course, about the ongoing, often brutal, effort to resolve the predicament of Prince Andrew and his highly coveted, yet increasingly untenable tenancy at the magnificent Royal Lodge. This isn't merely a squabble over square footage. It is a foundational move by the future king to ensure the stability, integrity, and public perception of the crown are protected from any further damage. Before we fully immerse ourselves in this fascinating, complex negotiation, if you appreciate our detailed coverage of royal affairs, please take a moment to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell so you never miss an update on the evolving landscape of the House of Windsor. Your support truly allows us to continue bringing you these deep dive analyses. The imperative of succession, clearing the slate. Prince William understands implicitly that a clean slate is paramount for a successful modern monarchy. He harbors absolutely no intention of inheriting the systemic problems, the reputational liabilities, or the financial entanglements that have plagued his family in recent years. His strategy is clear. Address the difficult issues now, decisively and irrevocably, long before the ultimate transition of power occurs. This forward-looking approach is why the Prince of Wales has stepped directly into what are being described as advanced talks. Talks designed to finally orchestrate the permanent departure of his uncle, Prince Andrew, from his sprawling 30-room mansion, Royal Lodge. This residence, steeped in history and situated prominently within the Windsor estate, has become a symbol of Andrew's continued, albeit diminished, connection to the royal core. A connection William is determined to sever for the good of the institution. The complexity lies not just in the royal decree, but in the labyrinthine contractual obligations surrounding the property. Prince Andrew, the former Duke of York, currently holds a lengthy, indeed a historic, 75-year lease on Royal Lodge. This arrangement is not easily dismantled by a simple request to vacate. Per the original agreement governing the lease, the Crown Estate, the body responsible for managing the sovereign's public estates, is legally obliged to provide substantial reimbursement to Andrew should he agree to terminate this lease prematurely. This contractual nuance transforms the eviction into a high-stakes negotiation, one where the financial demands are commensurate with the length of the lease and the sheer size of the property being surrendered. The millions at stake, Andrew's price for silence. Royal expert Ian Pelham-Turner, a highly respected commentator on the monarchy, has shed considerable light on the financial dimension of this thorny issue. Turner has claimed that Prince Andrew is not merely seeking a simple reimbursement for the remaining years, rather he is looking for an undisclosed compensation package from his elder brother, King Charles III, which is estimated to run into the multi-million-pound bracket. This financial settlement is Andrew's perceived price for accepting his fate and stepping away quietly. However, the key difference in this negotiation, compared to previous, softer attempts to manage Andrew's affairs, is the direct and forceful involvement of Prince William. William is approaching this matter with the utmost seriousness, prioritizing the future integrity of the crown above all else. His primary objective is to ensure that whatever agreement is reached, it is absolutely permanent and cannot be revisited or challenged in the future. As Ian Pelham-Turner underscored in comments made to Fox News Digital, Prince William is demanding a watertight agreement that Andrew cannot renege on. This signifies a complete break, ensuring that the former Duke cannot, at some later date, attempt to reclaim residence, titles, or privileges. The agreement must be ironclad, legally binding, and designed to preemptively neutralize any potential future scandal or public relations nightmare arising from his uncle. The demands, beyond compensation. The negotiations surrounding Andrew's exit from Royal Lodge are far from purely financial. Andrew, understanding the leverage he holds through the 75-year lease, is attempting to secure several critical concessions that extend far beyond simply having his bank account topped up. Ian Pelham Turner further elaborated on these strategic demands, revealing that Andrew is seeking two major non-financial guarantees, alongside the substantial monetary settlement. Firstly, Andrew is keenly focused on the future standing of his two daughters, Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie. Despite his own catastrophic fall from grace, the disgraced former Duke is seeking respect and support for his two daughters, allowing them to continue their royal work and charity patronages. This is a crucial point for Andrew. He wants to ensure that the stigma attached to his name does not permanently overshadow or derail the opportunities and official roles of his children, who have maintained a relatively low profile and positive public image. Securing their continued involvement, even in a non-senior capacity, is seen as a way for Andrew to retain some semblance of familial dignity and connection to the institution. Secondly, and perhaps most intriguingly for royal watchers, Andrew is also demanding a specific financial settlement earmarked for his ex-wife, Sarah Ferguson, the Duchess of York. This demand highlights the deeply unusual and complex domestic arrangement that has existed at Royal Lodge for many years. Despite their divorce in 1996, Andrew and Sarah Ferguson have continued to reside together intermittently and at times continuously within the 30-room mansion. Furthermore, Sarah Ferguson has played a demonstrable role in maintaining the property. She contributed significantly to the extensive repairs, restoration, and renovations of the historic Windsor property. Given her financial investment and continuous presence over decades, Andrew is ensuring that her contributions are acknowledged and compensated as part of the total departure package, solidifying her financial security outside the familial home she helped restore. The role of Sarah Ferguson, a complex financial entanglement. The involvement of Sarah Ferguson, or Fergie, adds yet another layer of complication to William's efforts to streamline the royal family. For nearly 3 decades since their formal separation, the Duke and Duchess have maintained a remarkably close and symbiotic relationship, often sharing the same roof. This unique arrangement meant that Royal Lodge was not just Andrew's residence, but a shared home that both parties had invested in, both emotionally and financially. The renovations undertaken at the lodge were substantial, costing millions of pounds over the years, necessary to maintain the structural integrity and opulent standards of the historic property. When Andrew seeks compensation for Sarah, it is a tacit acknowledgement that her investment, which benefited the Crown estate property, must be repaid upon termination of the lease. William's negotiation team must carefully calculate this figure, balancing the need to remove Andrew swiftly and permanently against the risk of protracted legal battles over the value of the improvements made to the estate. The optics of leaving Sarah Ferguson, who has remained a loyal, if eccentric, figure on the periphery of the family, without appropriate compensation would undoubtedly generate negative publicity, something William is determined to avoid. Freedom from interference. Andrew's last stand. The final component of Prince Andrew's request speaks volumes about his desire for complete separation and independence from the immediate scrutiny of the royal firm. The expert stated that Andrew hopes to continue his personal and business affairs without any further interference or involvement with the royal family. In essence, Andrew is asking for the freedom to live his life entirely on his own terms, without the oversight, guidance, or restrictions that inevitably accompany being a senior or even semi-senior member of the royal family. This request reflects a wish to move beyond the constant shadow of royal protocol and public expectation, allowing him to pursue whatever ventures he chooses without seeking permission or risking censure from the palace. However, this is precisely where Prince William's stern stance comes into full effect, creating an insurmountable conflict. While the royal family certainly has the ultimate power to deny any or all of Andrew's requests, they could refuse to grant him any further perks or financial generosity. The priority is a permanent, clean separation. Given William's uncompromising determination to safeguard the reputation of the future monarchy, it is highly unlikely that Andrew would be granted the freedom to conduct any more shady business or questionable financial dealings, particularly if he were to remain in close proximity to the central hub of royal operations, such as the Windsor estate. The primary goal is not just removal, but ensuring that Andrew's activities cease to pose a threat to the family's image. William's insistence on a watertight agreement is not just about the house. It's about controlling the narrative and preventing the recurrence of the kind of catastrophic reputational damage that defined the twilight years of the previous reign. He is signaling clearly and unequivocally that under his eventual leadership, the threshold for acceptable conduct within the royal circle will be dramatically raised. The era of tolerating controversy for the sake of familial peace is definitively over. The implications for the future monarchy. This forceful move by Prince William is more than just a family matter. It is a profound declaration regarding the character of the forthcoming monarchy. By personally involving himself in the most difficult and distasteful negotiations, William is demonstrating a level of pragmatism and ruthlessness necessary for the survival of the institution in the 21st century. The negotiations over Royal Lodge serve as a microcosm of William's broader strategic vision. He is prioritizing efficiency, minimizing risk, and consolidating the core working unit of the royal family. The removal of Prince Andrew from his established home, despite the immense cost and legal complexity of the 75-year lease, sends an undeniable message. Anyone who jeopardizes the integrity of the crown will be removed, regardless of their blood ties. This approach aligns perfectly with the public desire for a smaller, more focused, and less scandal-prone monarchy. The financial compensation Andrew receives, while large, is viewed by the palace not as a reward, but as a necessary operational cost to secure long-term stability and permanent silence on the matter. It is a one-time, expensive transaction to close a chapter of profound difficulty. Furthermore, William's insistence on clarity regarding Beatrice and Eugenie's roles is a diplomatic balancing act. It recognizes the innocence of his cousins while simultaneously ensuring that their patronages do not become a backdoor route for Andrew to exert influence or re-enter the public spotlight through their activities. Everything must be transparent, unregulated, and approved. The saga of Royal Lodge is therefore a pivotal moment, a test of strength for the Prince of Wales. If he succeeds in implementing this watertight agreement, he will have removed a major structural liability inherited from his father's transition to the throne, thereby solidifying his own position as a future sovereign, capable of making tough, necessary decisions for the betterment of the crown. In summary, dear viewers, the battle for Royal Lodge is reaching its climax. Prince William is driving the negotiation, determined to secure a permanent, ironclad exit for Prince Andrew, thereby cleaning up the monarchy's image before his ascension. Andrew's demands are steep, running into millions of pounds, alongside essential support for his daughter's royal roles, and a financial settlement for Sarah Ferguson to compensate for her investment in the property. William's uncompromising stance ensures that while Andrew may receive a hefty financial payout in exchange for surrendering his 75-year lease, he will almost certainly be denied the freedom to conduct any further questionable activities in the vicinity of the royal family. This is the price of succession, a necessary act of surgery to protect the long-term health of the institution. We would love to hear your thoughts on this complex situation. Do you believe Prince William is right to take such a stern, non-negotiable approach to ensure Andrew's permanent removal? Should Andrew receive multi-million-pound compensation given the circumstances? Share your opinions in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching and for engaging with our community. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more detailed royal analyses, and join us next time as we continue to track the evolving narrative of the British royal family. Until then, take care and good day.